streaming binge. Since starting to stream with my phone instead of my whole setup, it has become very accessible and actually exciting to stream. So, VOD people, hi, good morning. I hope you're doing well before anyone in the chat shows up. And I want you to know that you should hit the like button. Thank you so much. I love you. All right, we're working on these bad boys. So I tried charging my phone last night, and apparently I did not charge my phone last night. So I have to mount it in a weird spot. Enjoy. Don't worry, I can just do this. It's fine. Aggressive turning. I think this is a finished one. Yeah. There we go. So where we left off, we were testing out the magnets inside inside the foam on the side walls. That way I can connect them to a piece. It's not the world's strongest, but if it was connected to both ends, it would be pretty tough. Especially if there's some here and now it has 3 points of contact, that would be really sturdy. So we're just going through the magnet process right now, which is stripping some of the magnets into the boards on the top and then sneaking them underneath as well. So it's meticulous, but enjoyable. Let's see, make sure which ones need tops. That needs a top. Everything on this side needs a top. Top set of magnets underneath the planks. All right. So, grab these. Color coat them. So we're going to color code the magnets up, down, up, down. There's some. Oops. So the blue side will be the down side. I do need to find a better way to check my chat. Chat's probably empty because it's early in the morning. That's okay. I just don't have a good way of checking. Now, normally, I don't need to mark my magnets because I just make sure which way's going up and which way's going down. But with the side magnets that are going to go along the wall, I'm doing up, down, up, down, up, down. as a pattern, and I just don't want to mess that up. Hi, Muff. Hi, Luna. Good morning. Let's see. Counting how many more magnets. Okay, just 4 more. All right. They've been marked. So now what we're going to do, we're going to measure out of the each board, each plank is roughly, I say roughly, each plank is 8 centimeters long. So on the sides that you have the ends of another plank, this side is actually 9 centimeters, and then this is by 8 centimeters. So we want to measure plank to plank and find centimeter 2 and centimeter 6. grab. There they are. Magnets. There we go. So, how low do we want? We want pretty low. And I'm just using pressure from between the magnet and just making a shape so I know the hold cut. Kind of see the indents. Very subtle. Good morning, everyone. I'm right-handed. It's more fun for you guys to see on this side. Then my hand gets in the way. Brickmaster. Twin. Nerdy Peppers. How are you all doing this fine morning? I'm gonna grab some coffee. I'll be right back. Enjoy looking at my mess. Fairly busy at work, so probably will be in and out. No worries, twin. I'm back. I got my coffee. Sneaky, what's going on? All right. Atmos Seeker, what is going on? It's been a minute, Sebastian. Let me catch you up on some cool things that's happening. In fact, everybody should get this catch up. So we have my scaffolding terrain for mines or whatever. These bigger pieces have magnets to connect them, top and bottom. These simple pieces do not. So this one is one that I'm finishing up. I'm ripping the boards out on the top, sticking the magnets on the inside, and putting magnets on the bottom so they can join this group and be magnetic. I'm also going the extra mile and building more, so I have a bigger set, and sticking magnets on the inside walls. Is this one? Yeah. And that way, I can connect them like so. And then I'll be able to connect it like this. And we got more platforms. Just an extra step though, which makes it take longer. But I think it's, when I play with these, I notice the ones without magnets, I don't go to because they're too easy to fall over. They have no stability. So having the magnets built in so they can kind of connect and hold each other up, so that way when a hand comes through and like tries to get stuff, it doesn't become chaos and everything falls apart. Is the video frozen? I don't know, can you see my beautiful face? If it is frozen, you can, there you go, cool, great. So yeah, I'm just carving a little bit of holes right now, make room for the magnets. You know, doing the important work, that foundation work. And just trying to be careful to not cut a hole through all the foam. Is for a new campaign? No, it's not. I actually, well, okay. Everything I make is for a new campaign. What I want to do is try to release some crafting videos. So the streams are going to be a little bit of the footage, but I'm also wanting to make sure that these pieces are a good set that I want to use. Like I said in the previous campaign, it was, oh, I need these, and I go to the shelf to grab them, but I don't grab most of them because they don't have magnets and they're not holding themselves up. So I was just not using them, which is not a good feeling for how much work I put into them. So I want to fix that. But because, you know, Curse of Amity Island is, I'm working on the last episode, I want to release some crafting videos about what you can make so you can run your own nautical adventure. So after this, I'll be making some docks, a boat. I dare say I might try to craft an entire ship. And that's kind of what I'm going to be crafting more and more, is stuff, whether it's for the upcoming campaign or for a previous campaign, so people can run similar games. And me and my buddy Chris are adapting our favorite parts of our campaigns to printable, playable modules. So that way you have some crafting videos and streams that you can use to make stuff for your adventure, and you can get your adventure from me for like $1 or so. So yeah, the next campaign on the docket is a couple one-shots and then a really short campaign. One-shots are a Dracula-inspired game that's not Curse of Strahd, and Cocaine Owlbear, and then A Knight's Tale. And my hope, actually, is to run those in Shadow Dark. Mix it up.
Did you tell them I mess with your lore for Cocaine Owlbear?
Oh, they gotta find out. They gotta find out how much you just ruined Cocaine Owlbear in a whole separate campaign.
Land of improv. Anything swirling in your brain. You never know what's happening next.
So you can see some of the imprint holes that I'm making. It'd be really much easier if I knew how to 3D print. But then I wouldn't be working with foam. Cool. So I try and think of order of operations. Stick the magnets in here and work with cutting, gluing, placing, or just go through the whole process and cut first. Get all the cutting done. This was a good test in getting me through the cutting. I think if I just keep doing the cutting, that's a smart move. Oh, there's a bit of glue right here. That's why it's so stiff. It's like, what's going on? It's because I have a broken hole built in. I put glue on the side and place them there. So when I'm trying to put a hole, it's pretty reinforced. Yeah, I imagine the 3D printing makes things a little bit easier on time. I just don't have this the right type of space or environment to make sure I don't, what's the words? Right type of space or environment to make sure I have it ventilated well enough and keep it safe from the cats. Chance, good morning. Have a great day, buddy. Come on, just gotta get the 2 and the 6. There we go. Also, I feel like if with 3D printing, when you make something digitally, it's far easier to offer it as a reward for people, whether it's a paid product or a reward on Patreon. Whereas for me, once I build these, I have to go to Photoshop and make a 2D like template guide. FDM printing doesn't need that much ventilation. Well, I will take a look at that. And think about what I feel like the best thing for me, because there are things I just like to put together. I feel like the best thing for me for 3D printing are big chunks. Like, oh, I need a giant rock. And I don't want to spend a week building a giant rock. Or a wall, I should say. There we go. A big thing for me, which I discovered about my DMing style, and I'm trying to have my crafting support that, is I really hate prep. I really do. Like prepping story, theme, and kind of the adventure beats, no problem. It's like outlining a script. I got this. And I've done it enough times now that I know how to work it and write it in a way that my cats are trying to get fed, but they're fussy. Oh no, don't apologize. In a way that it's not predetermined, as you would a screenplay. I write it in very much like, here's a setup, what do you do? So that way, when I run it, I'm very much like, oh, it's just a setup. Oh, I didn't put the imprints on this side. What was the point? Oh, my crafting to match my DM style. One thing that I really don't like is when I have to prepare a dungeon and I kind of have to make every turn, every hallway And it's such, I find a waste of energy. Don't get me wrong, it's cool, it's world building. But then I get too invested in the things that I'm writing, and I'm not thinking about the players. So I've been really taking a look at solo D&D tools like Oracle or 2d6 on their like rolling for dungeon design as you go. And I really, this might be childish of me or ignorant of me, but Brennan Lee Mulligan said a line once in an interview during a home game. He goes, while they were playing in their pajamas, he got up to go bake some cookies as he was the DM. And his players were debating whether or not to go through a door. And one of his players asked him something along the lines of, "What's on the other side of the door?" And Brennan said out loud, "Hey man, I don't know what's on the other side of the door until you go through." And that's an improv master talking on the spot. But I love that thinking of like, even on a recorded game, like what I do. Let's roll. Hey, we walk into the dungeon. Cool, let's pause the game. Let me roll some dice and see what this dungeon's like. I like the idea that the DM gets to explore the dungeon with the players.
Look at him, he's waiting to go for a bowl.
Oh my gosh. So we have two cats, Luna and Snape. They're siblings, they're from the same litter. Luna, fussy eater, but she has to eat because she has to take an allergy med. Not a big issue. Snape, her big brother, does not like eating out of his own bowl when it's feeding time. Throughout the day, he'll eat no problem. But during feeding time, he'll sit there and wait for her to finish eating so he could have her leftovers. Right now, he's just sitting there.
I took a few bites from his bowl.
He looks so impatient right now. He's like, "Sister, please hurry up, I'm starving." When there's a whole bowl full of fresh food next to him. And so when it comes to making these crafting sets, I want the current setup I have for like rolling for dungeon sizes. In that system, I have the number of tiles to understand the room. So I could roll the size of the room when we walk in. I can lay out my modular set and go, "This is the room." Now, would I prep the monsters and make sure that I feel like they're balanced for the game? Or would I prep the theme or the treasure and stuff like that? Absolutely. But I don't need to plan out the architecture design of an ancient dwarven hall when my players are probably just going to go from point A to point B in the first place. Velocity, I think I said that right. Velocity, thank you so much. Yeah, I worked really hard on these. And it's actually super easy and super simple to make them look so realistic. In person, when you look at this, it looks like a toy that you bought versus something that was made. But then the moment you touch it, you realize it's not a toy, it was something that was handmade. And you have like 2 layers of appreciation happening in your brain. It's really cool. To me, that's literal magic. All right, the holes are coming along. Also, I noticed this. Here's a great example. So you can kind of see the bulge where I'm making the holes on the other side. That's not going to be an issue. And even if you do see them a little bit, not the end of the world, because once it's painted and people are more focused on the game, they just go, oh, there are the magnets, we can just connect them. It's kind of like a helpful thing. If I am pressing on them a lot to get in there, what I would do is take a nice little dull tool and just go over the grain lines that I've made. And it's far more hidden again. Just something I'm aware of now. Kobe!
Sound like you said Kobe and Cody at the same time, even though we know.
Kobe?
Kobe.
How do you say a B and a D at the same time? Kobe! Kobe!
Because you were like, Kobe. So you said Kobe and then B. That's what I heard. Would you like this muffin cut off?
Oh, coffee's ready if you...
Oh, I have.
Okay, good.
I have a cat. I have a book.
You have a cat, you have a book, and you got coffee.
I have those.
You're a literal Instagram meme. These broken planks, they do not make it easy. This is clearly something I should have done before gluing. Homie and the dude, what is up? Just stopping by, saying you rock. Aw, thanks guys. Congratulations on the Kickstarter doing so well.
Yeah, tell everyone watching to go check out the Kickstarter.
You should check out everybody. Hey everybody. Listen. Hey guys. It's your friendly neighborhood Carmichael here, and I should tell you about the Wandering Tavern. It's a floating Ghibli style city-esque tavern. Yeah, it's basically a small town, but it is a tavern. Think of Howl's Moving Castle meets Spirited Away in D&D. It's an entire setting or a location you can go to in your own campaign world. The Homie and the Dude, they have a Kickstarter. It's successful. It's backed. It's going to happen. So you might as well go to kickstarter.com, The Wandering Tavern, and pick up a copy because you're guaranteed to get it. I don't have a link here in front of me. So follow the link that I said. Because that's real influencer power right there. Oh, I have a link somewhere. I think the link in the Discord, under shared stuff or RPG stuff, there's a link there.
I got you. I'll bring it to the chat.
You can bring it in the chat, Allie?
Yeah.
Allie's coming to the chat with a link.
Because we have it in a previous video.
Yeah, it's in the short.
You can't click links in a short.
But it's in the description. You can.
No, you can't click it in the description.
It does now. It's really weird. It's one of those mouth links. Yeah, those mouth links.
It's not in the description. You have it in the comments, you silly human.
Oh, in the comments? There you go.
But you can't click it either on the phone for some reason.
Boo. That's why I say The Wandering Tavern like 3 times in that. Also, there's a community post on my channel. So we got those imprinted holes. Those 3D printed holes. Look how well those 3D printed holes came out. Magnetically printed. The Discord link is definitely in the description. So anyone in the chat that's not in the US, you can be proud that I'm using centimeters and not inches. But yeah, I'm gonna try to be streaming in the evening, my time, Monday through Friday, for like an hour or so, just to get this project done, because it's such a big project. I only use inches for tabletop. Well, good thing it's 8 centimeters, guys. You know what that means? It's just a little larger than 3 inches. So it's a 15 by 15. When all your crafting tools are in centimeters, but your games are in inches, you gotta find the equilibrium. Because once I get done with the scaffold terrain, which is like 16 pieces, like, guys, I have so many more I need to put together. I'm actually going to move on to making some docks, some ship docks. And that way you guys know how to make cool fishing docks if you ever want to play Curse of Amity Island yourself. Then I'll probably make a boat, and dare I say, make a ship. I've been putting a lot of research in how to make a ship, because the ship I have is 3D printed. So I totally skipped out on that idea when prepping for the game. But I think I can craft something that's really cool for a sailing ship. And all you have to do for the Wandering Tavern or Sky Zephyr is just put a hot air balloon on top. Might be a mod that I add to my ship later on. And what was I going to say about that? Some of the ideas that I have for ships, pretty neat, pretty cool. And of course, it's going to use magnets. Playing D&D and Warhammer, Jesus, brain. Warhammer 40K has really helped me to figure out how much an inch is. It's basically 2.5 centimeters. You know, it's accurate. It's reliable. You're a full ship. I'm full of ship. And then my hope is for the boat, the ship, the docks, the scaffolds, I can give you guys PDF template guides so you can craft it yourself. In fact, the most basic version of this is set to a template guide that's available on the Discord store. I made it as cheap as Discord would let me.
Was it like 99 cents?
I think Discord capped me at like $2.
Okay.
I was like, I want to make this 99 cents, but it won't let me make it cheaper than $2. CJ, good morning. Magnets. They connect to everything. What time is it in Australia right now? I keep forgetting what the time difference. It's not 12 hours.
It's probably like midnight.
It's like 16?
It's probably 12 a.m. tomorrow, because when I did acting class over Zoom during the pandemic,
Yeah.
my class started at 10, and there was a girl in Australia who would jump in class at 4 a.m. So today's 10 a.m. it was 4 a.m. tomorrow. So since it's like 7 right now, it's probably 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. for Sebastian tomorrow. Like his day's over, he's just up late. Cause they're not like a full day, but they're like, I think it's like 17 hours or something.
They're from the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Almost midnight.
Aha.
Velocity says midnight, so I feel like I got two Aussies in here.
Ah, I was right.
Unless one of them's an Aussie and the other one's just a smart person. Not saying the Aussie's not smart.
Of course, I hope he knows what fucking time it is.
It's magic hour for me. How dare. Even my Twitter notification came up. Somebody I follow in Australia is reposting stuff. Yeah, it's just tough to do this early every morning. So I just try to do it morning once a week, and then aiming to do evenings Monday through Friday more often. Yeah, there's a nice piece of glue here that's getting in my way. But I think having two different times to stream occasionally is really good. So that way, it's not just for me, it's also for you. You know what I mean, Cody? Cody? Kobe? Kobity? Kobity? One more side. What time is it? 7? get in the hole.
Snake, stop it. Hey, no. Thank you. Dangerous. There's water right there. Don't do it again. Okay. Good boy. Go yell at your father if you want attention, because that's what you're doing it for.
Snape, do you need attention?
He does. He tried to grab.
He's looking at me with those doughy cat eyes.
He's
He's running over.
Oh, you should show him off on the string.
Yeah, mister?
He'll locate it.
You rubbing and bumping? Come here, my belly. So, we got the holes done. The magnetic printed holes. Man, my brain. We got this one. This one. Oh, hi. So we got 3. Oh, I know. It's the worst. Yeah. So we got the holes printed for that. Man, 3 in 1 hour. Good thing I'm screaming more. I definitely think working on the ones that already have the legs are going to take the longest. But I feel confident. And I'm excited. I got more work done. I feel good. Yeah, big boy. Per monster.
That's all he wanted.
That's all he wanted.
He said Luna is getting
Oh,
close. Why
run
not?
away.
You got distracted, that's why.
You have a little small white patch on his chest? Well, Snape's got like 4 hairs sticking through that are white.
They're like honestly entirely all black, and they have the occasional white hair that comes through.
Yeah.
It's because they're tabbies, they're not Bombays, like I hoped or thought.
So before we wrap up the stream, I'm going to put magnets in one of these. And you can kind of see how that goes. And then I gotta have breakfast and get to work.
Wow. You missed it. He just leaped across the floor. I think he leaped at least 5 feet.
So this one's already got a couple magnets in, so we can just continue with this. So it's important to know that the directions are different. So we have make sure I know which one I'm talking about. There we go. We have an up and down. The downs are marked with blue on the outside. And we just repeat that pattern clockwise. It's fairly simple. Without digging the hole in, I would have to use hot glue just to hold it in place, which is kind of how I ran this whole mess in here. But drilling a hole, I can actually use PVA glue, just put it in and slide out. Why do I use metal tools? Oh man, I'm making them really flushed in there. Way more than I thought I was going to. That's cool. That's both scary and cool. Look at you, mister.
He's waiting patiently.
He's waiting patiently.
I want to play, Papa. Good boy. Yeah, good boy. And good board.
There we go. The downside of streaming on your phone is you can't double check chat. For the next ones, wouldn't it be easier to drill it to make the hole? It would be easier if I did them before any form of assembly. And then because they're so thin, they're 5 millimeters thin, me putting a drill to these little fragile foams could easily just rip it apart. There we go, that's satisfying. It's nice and hefty. It's actually kinda not easy to, if you just glance to see where the magnets will be, minus these two. That's pretty cool. I have a feeling that those sides are probably stronger. Nope, roughly about the same. But because of the weight of all the magnets now, it can't hold by itself. That's interesting. So if I wanted it to hang without any support, the solution would have to be what would the solution be? Because you just need more grip. It's technically not getting what it needs compared to the weight around it. So obviously I could connect another piece here and we have a nice clear opening underneath. I mean, this is meant to have legs, so that's not the end of the world. I think if I want to have like little decks built off, they kind of have to be half pieces. That might be smarter. We'll see. We'll see when we get there. And to be fair, when I was just connecting it by itself, it was very flimsy. It would get knocked down easily, which is not the point of the whole system at all. Kobe's back. Run a thin dowel. Yeah, but then I got a hole through everything, and I want to avoid that. This is genuinely heavier. Magnets. Metal. So guys, I'm going to go have breakfast and start my day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and having a little crafting time with me. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to share the link that's supposedly in chat somewhere for the Wandering Tavern. There we go. The link for the Wandering Tavern. And remember, it's Spirited Away meets Howl's Moving Castle for D&D. You guys rock. You all rock. Have a wonderful rest of your day, afternoon, evening, and of course, have a good night.